Imagine everything you know, the world around you, your memories, and even your thoughts are not entirely real. What if our existence is part of an elaborate simulation? A digital construct so intricate and immersive that we perceive it as reality itself. Are we simply characters in a grand virtual play orchestrated by unseen forces? In today's story, let's unravel this fascinating question. Are we living in the Matrix? Guys, please subscribe and like. Help me to develop the channel. Thank you very much. The nature of reality. What is real? To understand whether we live in a matrix, we first have to ask a fundamental question. What is reality? Most of us would say reality is what we can touch, see, hear, and interact with. But as we delve deeper, things become less clear. Science shows us that what we perceive as solid objects are actually made up of atoms, mostly empty space, held together by invisible forces. Our experience of solidity is just how our brain interprets these interactions. Reality, in this sense, is constructed by our minds. Consider the idea of virtual reality. When we put on a VR headset, our senses are momentarily tricked. In that simulated world, our minds accept the environment, responding with excitement or fear as though it were real. If VR technology continues to advance, it's not hard to imagine a future where virtual worlds become indistinguishable from physical reality. But what if we're already in that virtual world? What if this reality, which seems so familiar and solid, is nothing more than an elaborate, hyper-realistic simulation? The simulation hypothesis. A glimpse into the Matrix theory. The simulation hypothesis, popularized by philosophers like Nick Bostrom, suggests that it's plausible we are living in a computer-generated reality. Bostrom's argument boils down to a probability. If technological civilizations can reach a point where they can simulate conscious beings, then the chances we are original beings and not simulated ones becomes incredibly slim. Imagine a civilization so advanced that they could create simulations of entire worlds, even consciousness itself. Each of those simulated beings would perceive their environment as real, going about their lives unaware that they exist within an artificial construct. If it's possible for one civilization to create such a matrix, what's to stop them from creating millions? Statistically, it becomes far more likely that we are living in one of those simulations than being part of the original world. This may seem like science fiction, but with the rapid advancements in AI, virtual reality, and quantum computing, we are already simulating complex models of weather systems and even simple forms of intelligence. Could it be that our own world is just a far more complex simulation designed by some higher intelligence? Perhaps our every thought and action are mere lines of code executed within an incomprehensibly advanced system. Déjà vu and glitches, signs of a possible matrix. Have you ever experienced déjà vu, a strange sensation of reliving a moment, feeling as though you've been there before? Or perhaps you've seen small glitches in reality, like a shadow flickering, unexplained noises, or things slightly out of place. Could these be signs of a hidden framework slipping up? A glitch in the Matrix, perhaps. If we were in a simulation, occasional malfunctions might appear as these oddities in our everyday life. In fact, ancient cultures often described omens or portals to other realms. They saw reality as layered, with the real world being just one of many. In modern terms, could these ancient myths be attempts to describe a multi-layered, simulated world? Consider reports of unexplained phenomena like ghost sightings, where people claim to see figures from different times and places. Are they brief glimpses into parallel simulations or errors in coding? While there are numerous logical explanations for these events, their persistence across time and culture begs the question, Could these be glitches in a vast simulation? Artificial intelligence and consciousness. Could we be self-aware simulations? The notion of self-aware simulations raises an intriguing question. If we are indeed living in the Matrix, how do we have consciousness, emotions, and creativity? Can a simulated being truly be self-aware? Artificial intelligence today is capable of sophisticated pattern recognition, learning, and even creativity within certain parameters. AI programs have written music, created art, and even passed basic tests of self-awareness. Now imagine a future where AI is advanced enough to simulate human consciousness. In that scenario, simulated beings could have experiences, memories, and emotions, just like us. In fact, self-awareness within a simulation could be a part of the program. Conscious beings could be simulated with just enough autonomy and intelligence to create a convincing reality for themselves. Could it be that our thoughts, dreams, and emotions are pre-programmed within the system, designed to give us a sense of individuality and purpose? Perhaps we are not as autonomous as we believe, but rather we're fulfilling a set of coded instructions that guide our lives within the Matrix. Physics and the universe. Evidence of a digital framework. Some physicists argue that the universe itself may show signs of a digital structure. Quantum mechanics, which governs the behavior of particles at the smallest scales, reveals that particles don't have fixed positions or velocities until they are observed. This is similar to how data is rendered in a video game, only the area where the player is looking is fully detailed. Could our reality operate on a similar principle, with information loading only when we observe it? Physicists have even discovered what they call the Planck scale, the smallest measurable unit of space-time. At this scale, reality seems to break down, becoming a grid of quantized units. This finite resolution resembles the pixels of a digital screen. If our universe is pixelated at the tiniest scales, could it be the resolution limit of a simulation? Moreover, mathematical laws govern the universe with astounding precision, from the motion of galaxies to the behavior of atoms. Reality's structure resembles a finely tuned code, as though a master programmer designed it. If we are in a simulation, this mathematical order could be the software that keeps our world running smoothly. Who would create the Matrix? Exploring the motives. If we accept, even as a thought experiment, that we might be in a Matrix, another question arises: who would create it, and why? Ancestral simulations. It's possible that we are living in a simulation created by our own descendants. Perhaps in the future, humanity developed the technology to simulate past societies to understand their history better. If so, we could be living in an elaborate model of the 21st century, designed by historians seeking to experience life as we do. Higher intelligence or aliens. Another theory suggests that an advanced alien civilization might have created our Matrix as a way to observe life and evolution. Maybe they are studying us, curious about human behavior, consciousness, and society. To them, our lives could be like an elaborate research project or an immersive game. Entertainment. Finally, consider the possibility that our lives are entertainment for some higher beings. In the same way, we enjoy movies, video games, or novels. Perhaps an advanced civilization runs countless simulations for enjoyment. Our struggles, dreams, and triumphs might be the plot lines they watch unfold. The why remains speculative, but if we are in a matrix, it raises questions about free will, purpose, and the nature of existence itself. Philosophical implications. Do we choose to accept the matrix? If we indeed live in a simulation, does it matter? Philosophers argue that if our experiences are meaningful to us, the origin of those experiences may be irrelevant. Reality, for us, is defined by what we can touch, see, and feel. regardless of its source. But some thinkers, like Descartes, questioned whether we can truly trust any knowledge at all. I think, therefore, I am was his resolution a fundamental assertion of consciousness, even if everything else was a lie. Would knowing we live in a matrix change how we live? If everything around us, from the stars in the sky to the people we love, is simulated, does it make them any less meaningful? Or is the beauty of our reality found in our perception of it, whether or not it's real, embracing the mystery, the power of curiosity? Ultimately, the question of whether we live in a matrix may remain unanswered. Even with advancements in science and philosophy, the true nature of reality might be beyond our reach. However, the exploration itself is profoundly human. It drives us to question, to innovate, and to push the boundaries of our understanding. Perhaps the matrix, if it exists, is there to challenge us, to give us something to strive for, a mystery to unravel. After all, isn't it our nature to seek answers, to explore the unknown, and to keep moving forward? The idea that we may live in a simulated reality reminds us that the world, in all its complexity, might be far stranger and more wondrous than we can imagine. Whether real or simulated, our journey in this life, the questions we ask, and the mysteries we ponder are undeniably our own. So, do we live in the matrix? The answer may remain elusive, but the pursuit of truth is what makes our journey worthwhile.